Let's get ready to loco! Is it gonna logo? If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Yay!
Big hello to everybody.
Are you ready to loco?
Will you behave yourself?
I will not.
Yeah. So a big hello to everybody. If I sound a little bit tired, it's because I am ill this week. But
She's got what I had last week.
Yeah, basically I've got what the cupboard monkey had last week. We all remember that, where the cupboard monkey had to go down to bed and then couldn't actually do the videos at the end.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the same illness, and I'm here doing the Monday Club because I'm not a wuss. So, big hello to everybody. Big hello to Flymo Chairman 1, Ham Shackleton, Alan Reynolds, PVA J-Cloth, represent, Alex Dent, Richard Swiderski, Blackpool Steve, Aiden's Railways, Patrick Ling, Warbler Productions, Mark Hemmeldown MR, John Wayman, Southern Train Girl, Robert Becking, Rocker from the Back Streets, Military Vehicle Guide, David Cook, James Hardy, Robin Slewer, Matt Havell, Dan the Stafford Man, Iron Horse Railways. Who else have we got? Tim's Mother Railway in different videos, Paul Gorton. Oh gosh, Mike Finch, Stephen Aloha, Gone Loco, Ron B, Simon Trades Mother Railway Showcase, Egg Rider. My word, we've got a great turnout. Don't forget to tickle that like button and also share the stream as well. It's a really important way of helping the channel out and making sure that everybody knows that we're on. Now, what's coming up? It's amazing, isn't it? Why is that locomotive stopped? So, which one is that? You know, this was working fine a while ago. 6577. So let's try and find that. Oh, that is weird. Apparently, this locomotive has decided to die. That is most peculiar. So let me just fish that out. And doesn't smell like the magic smoke has escaped. So let's just put this on the programming track, and it's not unduly warm. It's weird, it's been running for hours, no problem at all. So let's just see if we can read the address. And it would appear that we can't. How strange. What on... Ah, there we are, 6577. We can read its address. So there is nothing wrong with this. It has just decided, bizarrely, to not work. Right, let's just put that back on over here. I will just change the... Oh, you come back, you. It briefly worked and then it didn't. Come on. Don't know what's going on there with that. It's being a nuisance, so let's change that for something else. I don't know what's going on with it at all. So, what should we put on instead? Ooh. Yes, James Hardy, absolutely. Naughty Locomotive. So, Kelly Ashford will appreciate that we've gone as much steam as I can on here. We've got 3 on the DCC Concepts ABC shuttles. So they're limited to specific locomotives that have appropriate decoders in. So that's why they're generally diesels. But let's have a look then. What locomotives shall I pick from those behind me? Or, in fact, these above me. So any suggestions? Thank you very much, Martin Hall. Says, what an amazing layout. Well done. I'm looking for a locomotive. What shall I put on? This is the agony of choice, isn't it? I've got 260 odd locomotives, and I can't. Let me just. I've suddenly struck by indecision as to what locomotive I should put on to replace it. Any suggestions? Warbler Production says the Garrett. Mattervale J15. Yeah, that was a J15. There seems to be some kind of issue. I will have a look at that after the stream. David Shaw says Class 29. I'm going for steam locomotives, but J29 is pretty good. I do have one of the Daypole ones. 57305 Northern Princess says Metropolitan Railway Bobo. Military Vehicle Guide says Thomas. I have neither a Thomas nor the E1 that Thomas the Tank Engine was based on, unfortunately there. So David, It's My Model Railway, suggests Duchess of Athol. Patrick Furlong, however, does point out 199 viewers and only 56 likes. More people need to tickle the like button. Absolutely. And one of the things that I am planning, these here, so I'm going to just hold these up. These are made from twisted wire, and I will do a video showing you how to make the ultimate model railway trees. See if I can hold that close enough to see. So you see those. Those are homemade, and if we get 300 likes, then I will do a video showing you how to make the ultimate model railway trees for under £1 each. So, so there you are. Right, hold on. Let's just. No. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Bloomin' Matador website. So we're just getting rid of the spammer. Right. I do have a couple of Class 50s. Yeah. Military Vehicle Guy says, nice tree. Thank you ever so much. Yeah, so if we get to 300 likes, then we are going to do a full guide, start to finish, how to make the ultimate model railway tree for under £1 each. Right, let's see, what else are we going to do? Right, locomotives. Warbler Productions did ask for the Garrett, so I think it's time that we get the Garrett out to play. So just bear with me a moment. I need to get this on the tracks. Bish bash bash. Oh, come on. And now it doesn't want to couple up. There we go. 4986. So 4986. Select loco 4986. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I still need to work out how to turn the volume up. So, right, the Garrett is up and running. Let's just put the J15 up out of the way. Right, anywho. Says, where are we? Ben Tullett says, Jenny, the tree thing might come in useful soon, as the tunnel I've been building is built and now represents something an elephant might produce. Yeah, but I'll do a full video on tree production, not just those wire tree armatures. And they're actually made from a wire tree armature. But also show you how to make conifer pine type trees as well. Egg Rider says, oh, the Ghost Garrett does look good in photographic grey, I assume. Absolutely. And I would like to once again put out an extra special thanks to Garthian, aka Warbler Productions, who very, very kindly donated the money, all £200 of it, on Super Chat quite a while ago now, to enable the purchase for the channel of a Garrett. So it's only fair that we name check the artist formerly known as Garthian, to just say a big thank you again for that. Don't forget as well that where do I can't find the button, but also don't forget that we've got the full merchandise down below. If you want to check that excuse me, check that out as well. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, you know, the usual rubbish. But I am flagging a bit today. I've come down with the same illness that Zoe had last week, and we all know how much of a wuss she was going and hiding. But right, where are we? Yeah, Leslie Gilpin says that Garrett is far too easy to put on the track. I'll be honest with you, I've had a lot of practice putting locomotives on track, so some people might find it hardy. Right, Alan Reynolds says, good evening, Jenny and Zoe and all. I've been doing some landscaping on the loft layout. Will you be doing some PVA and J-cloth? Says, soon I will be using some PVA and J-cloth action. I've already thumbs up to regards Alan at Buckland Junction. Absolutely, yeah. Warbler Production says it's technically, this is the Garrett, a tank engine with a water tank at the front over the leading power bogie and water coal over the rear power unit. I never really thought of that. Yeah, I suppose it is a kind of tank engine, a special kind of tank engine. Because I suppose something like the Big Boy or the Challenger or the Malay, they still pulled a tender. Naive Gage says, in a rash moment this morning, I ordered a Sooth smoke generator. Looking forward to getting smoking. One thing I do find about smoke units, though, is you do need some reasonable ventilation if you're going to be using them a lot, just as a word of warning. James Hardy says, what's running tonight? Right, well, we have got a Princess Royal on the outermost track, and this is in BR Experimental Blue. We've got two Bachmann Class 25s running on the DCC Concepts ABC shuttle. So I'm just going to show off one of the ABC shuttle boards here. Obviously, this is not one that's being used on the layout, but that's what's controlling those. We've also got a Hornby Class 8 shunter SD3509 in BR green with wasp stripes, doing the third and final ABC shuttle that we have on the layout. We've also got the Great Northern and Southern Railway pannier tank as modelled on the one used on the Railway Children film that was filmed in around 1970 or so on the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway. That's going around with a rake of Satlink red and yellow wagons, which were actually all model rail special commissions. There is also one of the Govs that they commissioned as well, but that's actually running behind the Garrett. We've also got a Robinson 01, which is on the coal hopper train. That is 63601, which I believe is the BR identity of the preserved Robinson 8K that the National Railway Museum have, but which normally lives on the Great Central Railway, I believe. So that's doing the rounds. We have then also got, where is the final locomotive? I'm sure there's another one somewhere. How many have I mentioned? Actually, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I've mentioned them all. Right. So Tim's Mother Railway in different video says, do anyone know what station it is on? Always on my mind from the Pet Shop Boys film, please. Not sure. Ham Shackleton, yeah, very loosely based on Tyne Yard. Yeah, Weir Yard, as you see here, as the name for anybody who's aware of the. So, guess Hadley the lunatic from Ammo says, "Hey Jennifer, I am out in the field. Sound check, please." So I will wind the window down and really shout. I'm just looking there. Sounds do seem to be okay. Mark Hemmeldown MR says, "Jennifer, are you going to the Great Electric Train Show in Milton Keynes in October?" I am hoping to be able to, but do bear in mind that I will be there in a work capacity. Now, I work at DCC Concepts, so just as a word of warning, if I am there, I will be on the clock, so to speak. So I'm always happy to say hello, quick chat with people, but I won't be able to chat all day because I will be there in a work capacity. Whetstone Bridge says, "Afternoon of ballasting here. Quite satisfying to get a few more feet done." Absolutely, and ballasting is one of those things that really does change the look of a model railway from one that's very much under construction and obviously a model railway to something that starts to look something a little bit more like the real thing. Right, Arthur Humphreys, hi to you. Mark Wilson as well. James Hardy says they're filming a new Railway Children film, which is, as far as I can tell, is actually a sequel to the 1970s Railway Children.
You're in that one, aren't you? You're playing one of the fish plates.
Now, welcome back, Cupboard Monkey. Now, the Cupboard Monkey will be taking the reins a little bit later on because I am very much struggling at the moment, but I'm going to soldier on for as long as I can. Right. Gus Hadley, the lunatic from Ammo, says, "You folks in the UK have some beautiful model railways." Thank you very much. One of the things that, I'll be honest, the US modelers, actually, I've seen some really good models from US modelers, including always very impressed by the layout that Ken Patterson on What's Neat This Week has behind him down in his basement.
You do love Ken Patterson's basement of excellence.
It is, yes, and we right, having a moment, I'm ill, I'm allowed to...
So Jenny, at the moment, is opening some chocolate and enjoying that. Meanwhile, I am here, hello. So, I don't know whether you can actually see me there. I noticed earlier on when I was doing the test for the show that I appear to shine when on camera.
Yeah, she's northern. It takes her 3 weeks just to turn white in the sun.
But not shine as in glint. Shine as in Gondor calls for aid.
Mm-hmm.
So, pass me the bottle opener so I can have a beerio. Today's beverage of choice. I know Jen's on the monster at the moment to try and wake her up. Birra Moretti Zero. So, alcohol-free Italian beer. Which I have to admit I did refrain from drinking during the England-Italy game during the World Cup. But all things are forgiven.
Definitely. Right, Harris Tweed says the Dalesman Sierra Cillian, when it came into Carlisle, had 2 numbers on, as the front was 45627, on the side 45562. Oh yeah, Sierra Leone. The reason for this is because actually the Locomotive, I forget its normal identity, but actually it might be Bahamas, but it is masquerading as a scrapped sister in the class, and that's the reason that what are you doing there?
I'm opening this up.
Let's get rid of the little horrible thing.
Okay, you can have the rest
it's
of the plastic
masquerading as a scrapped sister, but clearly they've not changed probably the smoke box number. But that is actually the Locomotive I filmed recently.
Oh, so good.
As soon as you finish stuffing your face, we'll swap round, and you can. So keep losing my train of thought.
Yeah, I understand. You are not well.
Definitely.
Jen's actually been in bed asleep most of the day, trying to pull herself together. It's not
Apart from when I did change the oil on my car oil and filter.
I honestly think you're not going to work tomorrow.
Oh, no, you can't say that. No, I am trying to go to work tomorrow because I love my job. Honest.
I understand that, but there comes a time when you have to think, if you go on, you will hurt yourself more.
James Hardy says, I've heard that they are going to number the campsites. John PW22 says, hello. Well, hello, peeps. Hello to you. Madden Steam Railway says, well, as far as the Garrett is concerned, I'm taking my way of talking about this locomotive from my future father-in-law who uses one on the Welsh Highland Railway. Oh, my word. So do you know the artist formerly known as Garthian, Warbler Productions? Because I believe that he also does a lot of stuff with the Festiniog Railway and the Welsh Highland Railway. Stephen Allure says, Jenny, did you hear about Sir Nigel Gresley being painted in wartime black for a short period of time? I didn't, but certainly it's probably the neglected.
Sorry, the person or the locomotive?
The locomotive. The person is passed away quite some time ago.
No, what I'm saying is while he was alive, it would have been a bit impolite to paint him. So we got here a statement from George Coleman. Hello, love your track layout. Hello, thanks for joining us. And,
thank you very much.
Yeah, and Iron Horse Railway says, I am correct, don't burn yourself out because it's just not worth it and you'll be out for longer. That's exactly my point. Take it from someone who is chronically ill. When you get hurt, you have to rest.
But I don't have lupus though.
No, but you still... I have experience of being ill is what I'm saying.
What's the matter? Oh, no, there it is.
Sorry, is this your train of thought that's about to come here and you lost it? No, yeah, there's Jenny's train of thought.
Probably.
She lost it. But we've got it back now. Camera's on it.
I am struggling a bit today, it must be said.
Yeah.
Warbler Production says, TARDIS on the brake van behind the Class 25 going through the yard. Absolutely.
Oh no, you're not well. You're really not well.
I'm struggling to concentrate, actually. Iron Horse Railway says, I want chocolate now. Thanks, Jen. Oh, you're welcome. Would you like a piece?
We'll DCC you some.
We've got a bar of chocolate here. So,
my goodness.
We'll just, come on, just reach out and grab it. Come on. Reach into the camera. Come on, you know you're good for it.
DCC you some. I'm talking about internet relay chat here.
Hey.
Now I'm going back somewhere, aren't I? My goodness.
George Coleman says, did you start in the shed and then grow to outside?
Yes.
We did have the first proper big layout here was built in the shed. That was Trinity Road. It then extended to go around the garden.
She said extend.
And then when I did the loft conversion, we then moved indoors and never really looked back. Mattavel says, TARDIS suits the pillbox. Maybe that's what that space is meant for. Yeah, the one thing you have to watch out for, though, is you can't put it on the pillbox that has the sand boxes, because there's not enough room.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, do you want to switch places?
Yeah, so I'm going to let the cupboard monkey talk for a bit. I'm still going to be in here, but I'm exhausted. So we're going to switch around.
Have you covered all the news?
I'll be honest, my Swiss cheese memory is not quite sure what's been announced.
Fair enough. Well, you have something to eat and see if the sugar will help you out. Meanwhile, I will jump in. Oh. See what I mean? I shine. We should turn these lights off. So, hello guys, and welcome to the other part of the Monday Club. Jen is not well, for anyone who's just tuned in. That's why I am here instead. Now, Jen, is there any actual news? Do you know of any news?
Why do you ask me what my mouth for?
Because it's funny. So, Mark Wilson says, would you encourage anyone to build an outdoor double gauge garden railway, or is it too much work? To be honest with you, given the amount of work that Jen put into it, it is a lot. You've got to plan for not just how your layout's going to go, but how it's going to stand up to the weather. And that was the big thing that we found, because The outdoor railway that we had lasted a long time, but Jen was constantly on the lookout to make sure that the wood wasn't rotting away, that the railway didn't warp in the sun and things like that. The one we've got now, it's concreted down, so the ground is brilliantly stable. However, we also have the problem of leaves now, and it gets covered in leaves and dirt, and that means that every time you want to use it, you've got to go out there and you've got to spend an hour or so cleaning it and testing it and then cleaning it again. It's a lot of work, but if you love it and you really want an outdoor layout, then it's a labour of love, and you've got to look at it from that point of view. So, do you have the time to maintain it? That's your question. Not do you have the time to build it, because you can always make the time to build it. Will you have the time to maintain it as well as to actually use it? That's the only question that you really need to ask yourself. Mad on Steam Railway says, Jen, although you're one of the main people on the Monday Club, I think you should go to bed for the evening. The Monday Club after dark. Jen will do it from bed. We'll turn the lights off. That's why it'll be after dark. Yeah, Ham Shackleton, you're exactly right. It is outdoor in the UK is tricky because the weather's iffy. However, you can do it. If you want to do it, then go for it. But just realise that it's a bit of maintenance as well. Egg Rider says, for the news, Hornby obviously did get a delivery this week. I'm wondering if they did have stuff on the Ever Given, as the timing is about right. To be honest with you, most people will have had something on there, surely, because it seems to... Or if not on there, on one of the ships that was waylaid because of that one.
Well, no, but the Ever Given got waylaid for far longer than any others, because it became impounded for a long period of time.
Which I still do not agree with. That was dodgy. Because, sure, the ship might get impounded, but the goods on it, that's someone else's.
Yeah, I can imagine that there would be fallout from this.
Oh, there will be for a while yet.
But I know that Daypol definitely had goods on the Ever Given.
But didn't they say they had?
122 in O gauge was definitely on there. They did say that. But yeah, other companies may have, but just didn't say. Daypol certainly were a company that did say that they did have stuff on there and said what they had on there. What are you doing?
I'm just moving the cameras around because you don't move them as much as you should.
Oh, right.
Ben Chillett says, Zoe, grunk it up on the layout. Jenny won't mind. I'd love to. I don't actually know how this works. If I press any buttons, it will break. The only things I know how to use are the Stream Deck things for switching the cameras.
We've got...
it's Jenny's butt cam, is it?
And it needs a bit of a push.
So we've had a few questions. Let's have a look what I can answer. It's gone. The question I was going to answer is gone and I can't see it. Stephen Aloha says, impound the ship when it's empty, not full of model railway products. Yes, that's it exactly. George Common says, is there much difference between Hornby Track and the other brands of double or gauge, or are they all the same? I only ask because there's a bit of a price difference.
Right. The Hornby Track is just set track, and in all honesty with you, it's like saying, what's the difference between a Ford Fiesta and a Rolls Royce? They both have a steering wheel, 4 wheels, and a brake and a seat to sit on. But there's a world of difference. Pico is the one to go for with the streamline range. Looks far, far better, far more flexible, literally. But there are other brands of track as well. Hatton's have, actually in stock, I did have a look the other day. They don't make a big thing about it. But Hatton's has a huge amount of stock by a company called Legacy Models. And it's actually it's bullhead track with more UK sleeper spacings. It looks really, really good. And I did see somewhere that people were lamenting the fact that Pico weren't supplying the bullhead track very readily. Check out Hatton's Legacy track in yard lengths, flexible track. They've got it in stock.
So the main thing about Hornby is it's set track. What's the difference between set and flexible? I'm assuming that flexible you can bend it to whatever you particularly need.
Set track is fixed. It's on a solid plastic base. It's a particular radius. And yes, from a distance it looks like track, but it's toy track rather than model track.
Right, so it's for a slightly different market.
Yes.
Fair enough. Okay, we do have another question here. John PW22. This is the question that scrolled off the top that I was wanting to ask. Where's he gone? Oh my goodness, I've pressed the button and it's gone. Basically, you were saying, great video about the crossover. What new running schemes does it allow?
It basically allows an extra route for the uppermost train to be able to use part of the top yard to run rather than the main line. So it means that I can therefore cross 2 trains on the top.
You can cross the streams?
Well, I can park a train in one of the 2 loops and run a train through the other without actually having to remove trains and stop from the track.
All right.
It's basically increased operational flexibility. And there are a few other locations where I've tried to do stuff like that. I've actually added some in the hidden fiddle yard underneath to future-proof it, just because I could. I've added 3 extra points down there. And in all honesty, none of them particularly go anywhere at the moment, but they're there ready for future expansion, which will give me 2 extra tracks in my hidden fiddle yard. In the there's like 2 sections of it, and in the first section, which was the original section, it would hopefully give me 2 extra tracks that will allow me to store the equivalent of another 12 Bachmann coaches, like Mark I coaches, and also it puts in place a K crossing, which means that I could ultimately make a complete loop out of the fiddle yard and theoretically just run a train round there continuously.
That sounds pretty good. So if that happens, Jen, will we be getting another camera down there so we can see that?
Yeah, why not? I think something like a little underground station that the train can go through.
I like that idea. Okay, Cheshire Lines has a good point. I would caution against legacy. It isn't nickel silver, and therefore it's very difficult to solder to.
It's stainless steel, I believe, and you can solder to it.
He didn't say that you couldn't. He said it was difficult.
Yeah, what I would suggest with that is I'm talking very, very loudly, but I've realised I'm right next to the microphone. What you need is a good hot iron, and you also need flux and solder, and you can solder to it. And like you say, it is more difficult, but it can be done.
Fair enough. Waddle Road says, Jenny, have you changed your hair or something? No, she's regenerated. I am the Mark II Jenny. And yes, to answer all the questions, we will be having a lot of videos because we've got something to catch up on. So we'll be starting about 8:10 or so, like that. Valley's 56XX has dipped out and Jenny is now Zoe. Yeah, Jen's not well tonight. You've got me to look at instead. Sorry about that. It's just one of those things. Now, a few people did say that we'd end up having a stream about Doctor Who and Star Trek instead of trains.
No.
But I don't feel that would go down too well with the Monday Club audience. I am happy to talk about all kinds. I'm not very good at model railways, but we're going to continue with model railways anyway, especially because Jenny is kicking me off camera. So, I'm not a model railway person though. I'm more of a model builder. I like to build Spitfires and model Star Trek stuff and things like that. We have got some stuff. I have been saying this to Enwins 3D for far too long, that we have got a video coming up of another monkey build on one of their locomotives. I'm so sorry that I haven't done it yet. It's just Jen has a tendency to say, "Oh, I've got a video coming up for Friday, and it's going to be a short one." Now, when you look at the footage, it's an hour and a half of footage, so that's why we haven't done it. But it is coming, and so some more monkey builds. I've also got a project coming where we're going to actually start work on the box file build that I've been talking about for ages. And I'm talking to Jen; she's nodding off camera. We're trying the idea of, can we build a nice little diorama of a London Underground station in a box file? That's what I'm going to try and do, and I think it'll be nice. So what have we got here? Iron Horse Railway says, perhaps you and Jen could make a smaller diorama-style layout that incorporates both your talents. That is an idea, and that may happen. Jen is really, really keen on letting me loose to build the underground on the fiddle yard that we've got here. I'm not so keen on that because I think this is Jen's world and her project, and she should have final say over everything. But we'll see what happens. Iron Horse Railway says, perhaps a rail-served MOD setup with planes, etc. I like that idea, actually. What do you think, Jen?
Yeah, because you can get plenty of good kits from Airfix for doing something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see what we can do. So what else have we got? Donegal Dad says he's been busy today clearing a site and starting laying track. 3-foot gauge with wooden sleepers and £90 rail is not easy. Yeah, I can imagine that's not
Well,
easy.
you're building the real thing.
That would be so cool. I had this plan because Jen, that's the other news that you didn't mention last week. Are you not in talks with someone to purchase a certain locomotive?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Okay, because I really felt like it would be a nice project to build a little bit of track for you to run it around. And I had this feeling that I might just take up a few of the blocks on our drive and put some track down so she can run around on the drive and go back into the garden. Like choo-choo.
It won't go round that tight of corners if I can neither confirm nor deny it's happening.
I know, I like the idea, but it's probably not going to happen. But that would be so funny if it did. You come home one day and it goes round the corner of the front right up into the stop, and then you have to go all the way back. It's like, hi, bye. I've got it in my head that would be a great funny thing, but no, Jen doesn't let me.
It in their head.
Jen doesn't let me loose on any DIY. I wanted to build an underground bunker so that I could have a game room and drum kit down there, and Jen said, "No, you'll knock the house over. You'll affect the foundations." I was going to do it carefully.
Where are you going to put all the soil? And don't say
I was going to dig another hole.
And put it in.
No, I was going to hire a skip and just put it in that.
You'd need more than one skip. It would be very expensive.
Yes, I didn't think it was going to be cheap. But yeah, that was the idea.
Right. You keep talking.
So, sorry, I stopped because you went, oh, well, I thought you were going to say something.
Shall we swap places again?
Do you want to come back in?
Yeah, but I just warn people that I am exhausted today.
Yeah, I honestly think that you have done a very good job so far, but we should be starting the videos about 8 because you're not going to last.
Do we have enough for an hour?
I don't know. I'll find
Come on,
enough.
budge over. I'm really sorry, people. It's just
It's all right. If we have to do this, we have to do this, Jen. Don't worry about it.
I've got the same illness that Zoe had last week. The reason being that she gave it to me.
I'm very generous with my illnesses.
So big hello to Somerset Andy. Great to see you. Warbler Production says the TARDIS is on the well wagon behind the Railway Children pannier tank. Gosh, he's got the old TARDIS O-Vision is up and running.
Mad on Stephen Railway says Spitfires are interesting planes. My favourite warplane is a Lancaster. Excuse me, I've got a beer. A Lancaster bomber. My mother's father, not your grandfather, was involved in the creation of the Lancaster.
Ah.
Wow.
Also, don't forget to like the stream. If we get up to 300 likes, then the plan is to do a full video showing you guys exactly how you can make for under £1 per tree trees to this kind of standard. These are homemade trees. They're made with wire armatures and just kind of basically fluff stuck to them. The bark is done with household emulsion paint with plaster in it. And I'll do a full video showing how you two can make the ultimate layout tree really actually quite easily for under £1 a tree. So that's probably about $1.30 for the US people as well. I couldn't tell you what that is in Canadian or Australian dollars, so it must be said. Ruben Ashwell says, I see a TARDIS on the Jellycam. Right. J. Paul Anderson, big hello to you as well. David Cook says, Jenny, I am excited for the new Bachmann Quarry Hunslets. What do you think? Absolutely. They are also locomotives that I do have on my radar for Meneth Tatus. And also, it mustn't be forgotten that still looking really forward for the Festiniog Railway Prince locomotives that are being brought out as a collaboration between Pico and Cato. Really looking forward to those. J. Paul Anderson says, my favourite is either the Mosquito or the Beaufighter. Certainly two great Royal Air Force planes. My personal favourite, I actually really like the Lightning. And Scott Malcolm says a pound is approximately $1.74 Canadian. Oh, thank you very much for that. Somebody did ask as well about the Accurascale Mark IIs. Yeah, this was in the news. Accurascale made a surprise announcement. Oh.
What have you done? Did you look at it wrong?
Yeah, apparently so. Oh. Yes. Right, red flashy button.
Press the flashy red one.
Yeah.
Pressing now, Captain.
Okay, engage red flashy button. Ooh. Although, why has my light come on over there? That shouldn't...
Because it has.
Right,
I don't know the answer. So is this working again now? You got everything working?
There we go.
Now, I'll tell you what. I do like the fact that you can control pretty much everything from your DCC controller.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I have noticed that you having to type in the commands for everything and then press the button does slow you down a fair bit.
Just a little bit.
Have
Right.
you not considered getting some DCC buttons?
Oh, what you mean like that thing over there?
Yeah, like a range of buttons.
Yes, have already got it. Yeah, J. Paul Anderson, the English Electric Lightning, definitely, yeah, great plane. J. Paul Anderson, the P-38 Lightning, great aircraft as well. Martin Searsma, the Vulcan, yes, definitely, the Vulcan bomber is another great plane. Angel Share Model Row says KR Models Shay in HO, that's one I've got my eye on. Oh my word, I didn't realise they were bringing that out. I'm going to have to take a look at that actually. That does sound really special. It's lots and lots of aeroplanes now being... lots and lots of aeroplanes being mentioned. And where are we? Charlie McGowan says, hope you both will. Just send you a video on how to make trees for just about free. There's definitely some great trees you can make. The ones I'm proposing to do a video on, they're not free, but they work out at under £1 per tree, and you can make them to a standard whereby they actually look amazing. If we get 300 likes, that will spur me on to do something on that. Zoe, are you able to put up a link in the chat? There's an option to do it, pinning the merch into the chat. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yes.
Yes, you are. And don't forget as well, we've got all the merchandise as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, KR models are actually based in Canada. I know from when I reviewed the GT3 that the guy I was dealing with was actually out in Canada, although there was a UK based individual that was orchestrating the model that was being sent around the press. Simon the Railway Enthusiast 83 says, just giving the stream a thumbs up, Jenny and Zoe, thank you ever so much. And don't forget, if you haven't already done so, do please tickle that like button and share the stream too. Let other people know about the Monday Club. And we're going to be showing some of you guys' videos in a bit. I'm just turning another fan on down here. Yay! It's only a quiet fan, but
Okay, I think I've got everything here. I'm trying to set the thing up. Oh my goodness, it's a... What the... This thing is a mess.
What's some?
The link that I've just grabbed. There's so
No.
much tracking information in it that I'm just trying to remove it all so that it actually fits.
No.
Oh my goodness.
There's an option in the dashboard.
I'm sure there is, but I don't know where it is, Jen.
So we're just going to post up a link to the merchandise just to let you guys know about it. And we are still working on a range of Billy's replacement speakers stuff. So, I forgot what I was saying.
Of course.
Sorry, Billy just wiped it out in my head.
There you go, it's pinned.
Oh, thank you very much. How did you do that?
Because I pressed the button.
Oh, that's nice. Right. I've completely forgotten what I was talking about now. Unfortunately, this illness is horrible. It's just
It's killing me as well, I have to admit.
it wipes you out, makes you permanently tired, difficult to concentrate. Big hello to Timber Surf, Paul Murphy. We've got a few Kelly Ashford trains as well. Hello to you. You will see that we have got 4 steam trains. 1, 2, 3, 4 steam trains for your delegation. We've got the Garrett in photographic grey. We've got a Princess Royal in BR Experimental Blue. We have got a Robinson 8K, later the Robinson 04 280 in BR Black. We've also got the Great Northern and Southern Railway Pannier as used in the 1970 Railway Children film. All going round. Right. And yes, so I sent you and Zoe a story, Jenny. Don't forget it. We will be delving into what people have been sending. Benjamin Hack says, who's the blue princess? I think it's Mary Louise, but I couldn't be certain. Or is it Margaret Rose? It's one or the other. It's 43206, I think is the running number on the side. Also the concert wagons as well from KR. Is it KR Models doing them? Certainly they're another bunch of releases looking good. I'm really struggling here. Ooh. And also don't forget that the Monday Club wagon is imminently arriving mid-September. Is the projected arrival date. So we're looking at 2 weeks, people. This is your 2-week notification that the Jenny Monday Club wagons will be in the shops and the orders are being fulfilled through Rails of Sheffield. So miss it, miss out. They will not be repeated once they're sold. That's it, they'll be gone. So you too can find yourself a slice of desirable Jenny Monday Club memorabilia, which is also a fully detailed Acura scale MDV coal wagon with a prototypically accurate livery, which you will see thoughtfully modelled here just on this train. The livery is completely accurate. It's just had additionally added to that the empty to wear yard branding and the JK logo on one side, which if you want, just T-cut it off, get rid of it, and it just becomes an ordinary MDV in a livery, which is not duplicated across any of the other packs. And they are selling out quickly. Apparently the MDVs and MDOs are now starting to become largely sold out to pre-order all of the main range packs. So they are selling incredibly well. The Shock Hood A, I believe, are on the same ship. Those are another set of wagons which really do look good, and Acura Scale have announced that one of the triple packs of those has also now sold out to pre-order, with the others on low stock. Kelly Ashford Train says, I'm after the new Daypole model of Hinton Manor. Definitely there's some really great models coming through from Daypole. The one that I'm looking out for is actually their 61XX Large Prairie. I know that this is one that Hornby rushed out their version quite a little while ago now. The Daypole one's been pushed back and pushed back. So I'm expecting something really, really special from Daypole on this one. Really looking forward to seeing it. And it's certainly one we're going to try and do a review of when it comes out on this channel. Mark Littlejohn asks, hope everybody's okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm struggling a bit. I've got the same illness that the cupboard monkey had last week. If you remember, the cupboard monkey actually had to go to bed and wasn't able to. Yeah, that's how I feel at the moment.
And yet you're sitting here. Why aren't you in bed?
Because I'm soldiering on. I'm very much an advocate that, you know, we're always here for the people on the Monday Club.
And sometimes people have to be here for you, which is why I was sitting in for you.
Okay, well, do you want to come into the hot...
To be honest with you, I think at this point we should start with the videos.
Okay, well, we are going to move on out and we're going to show some of your videos that you've been sending in. So, a really...
Piece of beer.
No, I'm good. What? Oh, don't use
I think the heat has just hit me.
Alright, well, hold on, let me just...
the fan.
Oh, no, it's dripping.
Drippy fan.
Is that better?
That is good, thank you.
So, we've also got McDaddy Bezoa says, appreciate the courtesy, I'll reciprocate. I think I've missed the first part of that conversation. Mark Wilson says that I've ordered a gas turbine 1800, so 18,000. And yes, they are imminent from Rails of Sheffield that they've got commissioned from Hellion. Really looking forward to them. But also the A5, which is a Sonic Models and Rails of Sheffield collaboration. It has to be said that we are currently waiting for the review sample, hoping that it'll turn up on the channel at some point, and we'll be able to review that before they're in the shops. Iron Horse Railway says, I don't know of any other YouTubers who do this regularly, show subscriber submitted videos. It's brilliant. Absolutely. I'm a big advocate that, you know, I know how difficult it is to build an audience on YouTube. So it's my way of giving a little something back. Because I always hate YouTubers who try and pull the ladder up after them and won't help other people. They won't even give a mention to other channels. So it's something that we do, and it's...
I think it's important.
Yeah.
Because this, for want of another word, this is your model railway club.
Yeah.
Everyone's welcome, and we want to make sure that people who want to show off what they've been doing and what they're proud of, then they should be able to show that off to other people. Right, I just got to press all the buttons here and make sure this works. I am struggling now as well because the heat has hit me. So if I start falling off my words, because basically I'm being sent to sleep by the heat. That's just how it is. Right, Monday Club, where is it? We have 26 things marked in the Monday Club. Not all of them will be videos, but let's have a look at what we've got. Wow, it's slow tonight. Here we go. I was passing in case, because you've stopped talking. Just in case you want to see what's going on. So our first one, I believe, is from Tim's Model Railway, and it looks like it's a Bachmann show and tell. Copy the link. Let's have a look here. What have we got? Are you okay?
Yeah, you just...
I just want to make sure that you're okay, Jen.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Since I started Noom, I've lost 70 pounds. I've lost 97 pounds with Noom.
I've lost 92 pounds.
I don't know. Have we lost everything? Is it still blank? Still.
I'm getting a blank screen.
Are you? I don't know.
Still getting sound, but for some reason.
So we're actually not on screen, are we not?
So I don't know. Is anybody else seeing us?
No, it's stopped broadcasting.
I don't get it because I'm hearing sound.
There, we seem to be back. Let me bring it up on my screen. Are we here? Everything's fine on mine, and then it went black. And now it's back.
Weird. Yeah, now we're back.
Yeah, sound's on for something. For some reason, YouTube decided to turn the sound on an advert when we had the sound turned off, which is lovely. So we now have from Tim's Model Railways and different videos a Bachmann Knapford station, which appears to be from Thomas and Friends. So if you can bring that up on screen, let's have a look at this, because this looks quite interesting. Here we go. So Thomas and Friends Deluxe Knapford Station. I think we've seen, haven't we seen that style of station before on something? Is that it? No, I'm getting confused. That's the other one. That's the Underground Ernie one. I'm getting confused. So it looks very bright. Is this from the new stuff? It looks like it is, yeah. And it actually looks quite cool.
It's been out for a while in the US, but it's only now being released in the UK because previously Hornby held the license.
Right, so now Bachmann's got the license for here and America?
Yeah. So, looks really interesting. Don't forget to tickle the like button, people. If we get to 300, I'll do that video. So, I'll probably do it anyway, but...
So I'm going to jump this forward and see if we get to see it out of the box.
So, big hello to...
Oh!
Actually, that does look nice. I do like that overall roof, the clear roof that you can see through, and that's actually something that I could see being fairly readily adaptable for.
I was just thinking the same thing.
That's done the same job, hasn't it? No! You just talk to the nice people.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing with this, as you were saying, readily adaptable. I was thinking a little bit of weathering, maybe a bit of texturing onto the base there. To make it look like it's been used a bit, and that would look amazing on any layout.
It's a shame in a way that you can't fit 2 tracks through each bay.
Although that guy there looks a bit tall.
I think he's out of scale. I like that water tank that was in the foreground, it has to be said.
Oh yeah, you do like a water tank.
Well, no, just saying that one actually really nice. There's a lot of Thomas the Tank
Can we ask Tim where that's from? Where that water tank's from?
I suspect these are all Thomas the Tank Engine.
Quite possibly.
There's that old slow coach.
Yeah, everyone in the chat's saying the same thing. That station looks very adaptable.
So at some point, hopefully, we'll be seeing these in the UK, but certainly available from the US.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no way that's going to sit on shelves. That is going to sell, because even I like the look of that. That's pretty damn good. So, what have we got here? Ron B says, I drove a Dutch mining shunter, 7¼ inch last Saturday.
Ah, right, that's it.
That sounds pretty interesting.
Fancop Miniature Railway, I believe. But certainly this looks really good. It's certainly a product to look out for. It looks to actually be pretty reasonable. And we've even got the platform number signs on that as well.
Which is a nice touch. I do like that.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to see it an awful lot, but yeah, it's nice to know that there.
Well, look,
apparently it is a Bachmann Thomas thing. Oh,
yeah, look,
we've got an advert there now. What's going on?
Yeah, so thank you very much for sharing that with us.
Yeah, that was
Melchester
very cool.
Model Railway says Jenny likes a water tank that talks back. Yeah, I do actually.
You do like your talking water tank.
So right, what's this? Billy's Lomac.
So are these are photos. So this is from Eric, and it's fooling around about with a photo resizer and a Lomac wagon.
Come on, you bring that up.
So let's have a look.
It's Billy's replacement speakers, delivered door to door.
Oh, I like that. That is so good.
We take it to 11. So really pleased to see that. And actually, that Lomac is a wagon. I would love to see an upgraded version. It's one that's been available for a very long time. Originally came out to Hornby 00 Super Detail model in the 1960s. Is probably the origins of the Lomac, but we still haven't had a true super detailed model So I'd love to see that wagon reappear in a modern retooled spec condition. But that is a lovely packing crate there with the Billy's replacement speakers.
You've got to wonder what's in it. Is it a collection of replacement speakers or one giant speaker?
I suspect it's a giant speaker, and when you take the lid off the case, it just goes, Billy's replacement speakers, and you end up like that dog next to the gramophone horn. Right, delivered till 11.
I love it.
Oh, actually, I like that. Is that Simon the Railway Enthusiast 83 says delivered till 11.
I like it.
That's got to be.
Jump back off there so I can go on
Yes. That's got to be on the sign at the Billy's replacement speakers shop. It's like.
Okay, next we have Tim says, hope you're both well. I'm just going to grab that link and we're going to jump in.
This is Shanghai 264359. Yeah. Iron Horse Railway Iron Horse Railway says the case is the speaker.
A special in disguise one. So this is an American office car special executive train.
Executive.
Do you want to jump over? Because it's
yeah,
very short.
Do you want to hit play?
American office car special executive special. Ooh.
Yeah, Burlington Northern and Santa Fe GP60M. Ooh, I do like that.
That is a nice
the
livery.
war bonnet livery, and I do like the double stack containers behind as well. Of course, US railways have a much taller loading gauge.
I have to admit, I like the look of the American style locomotives.
Those old style cars are actually really, really nice. Observation car, always a good one. And always enjoy seeing this layout too.
Yeah, it's a great layout.
I like that lead coach. I'm sure I've got one similar to that from many, many years ago from, I think it was Model Power. Clifford Ison, very, very generous. Thank you ever so much. Donated £5 through Super Chat. Says, first ever live chat post. Be gentle. Don't worry.
We're always gentle.
We are a gentle club here. It says, hi, Jenny and Zoe. Do take care of yourselves. Health comes first. Exhibition next week. The Yeovil Railway Centre.
Oh, very nice.
And certainly, yes, we are starting to get a lot of exhibitions starting up, which is really, really nice.
Yes, so 4th and 5th of September, Yeovil Railway Centre. Be there or be somewhere else. But my goodness, look at the lighting on that video.
Triangular. Actually,
that looks real.
I think that's natural light, but it does work really well.
Oh,
this is of course the layout with the Gauge Master Model D controller disguised to look like a factory, which
I love that.
Which I've always thought is one of the really great take-home ideas.
Yeah.
From this segment of the Monday
Club.
Which
again just shows that it doesn't matter how much you've been in the game. I was going to say the scene, or how well you think you're getting on. You can always pick something up.
But don't forget as well, tickle that like button, share the stream, and some of you guys are still not subscribed, so do take the time please to go and hit that subscribe button and choose all notifications as well.
Okay, this one that we've got coming up is one that people have been waiting for.
Have they?
Yes.
Which one is this?
An O-Gauge version has been shown on Ken Patterson's What's Neat this week.
Oh?
So I think you may have. The video has been set to private. It's been too long. Oh, that's a shame. Steve Worthington. We were about to play the video with the UFO.
No.
This is what happens when we can't do it for a couple of weeks.
So
it was the UFO. The UFO is stealing cows.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay.
Sorry, Steve.
You get the next one lined up. So. Right. Oh. Yeah, Iron Horse Railway says US outline is so nice. Definitely. And I'm really quite taken by some of the US stuff I've got here, but it's all big stuff. I've got an Alco PA unit, A and B unit. It's massive. Also got that 484 Niagara, New York Central. That is massive. I do need to get myself some small US switches.
Jenny, I've just been thinking.
Yes. Oh,
Given
that's
that
always
you're
dangerous.
having a fair amount of American outline stuff in here now.
Yes.
And given that we have at least temporarily moved the electric keyboard to my sister's house for the kids to learn on,
Okay, what are you thinking?
have you considered an American style layout in the bay window of the house?
No, and no, we shouldn't. We shouldn't.
I'm giving you the option because it can be there. We're not using the space.
Okay, okay.
So
right.
there we go.
Anyway,
so
the
next up
one...
we have from Andrew Johnson at the Blairgowie Forest Railway. We have some nice photographs. Now I believe that we've seen a few from this guy before, and they're always very good. So if you want to bring these up, what have we got here, Jen?
And also James Gibson, absolutely right, says some people think it costs to subscribe. No, it doesn't.
It never will.
It costs nothing to subscribe to a channel.
Exactly.
And there's no obligation either.
Yeah,
but
I never feel like you have to send stuff. And I know people use Super Chat. Don't feel like you have to. Don't feel like in order to get seen you've got to do anything like that. This is a free show for everyone to enjoy. This is your model railway club. Jenny, what have we got on screen?
That is an 8-ton cattle wagon by the looks of it.
Looks
really,
rather
nice,
doesn't it?
It looks like it's one of the weathered Bachmann ones, the triple set. I spy to the right another one with it, but certainly that weathering is really, really good when you've got the light brown of the replacement planks as well as so it's like a wagon that's been repaired. Right. This is natural sunlight. It's really, really good for photographing things. So we've got a private owner coal truck, all weathered up. This looks really, really good with what looks to be a real coal load as well.
Ooh.
And that's
an action shot. That's moving.
Yes. So we've got an LMS liveried. I'm going to say
can you
probably
tell it's LMS liveried?
crab, but it's actually a BR built 16-ton mineral wagon. I do particularly like the rather subtle weathering on the 16-ton mineral, which really, really does work well, and using 3-link couplings there. Although one thing I would say is that those 3-link couplings do appear to be somewhat long certainly on the prototype railway. What you would tend to find is that they would have those adjusted so that the wagons were buffered up a little bit closer, I suspect, but those are actually some really nice subtly weathered 16-ton mineral wagons.
I'm just thinking, is that one in the middle, is that real coal rather than the standard inserts, or is it just a different style of insert?
Different grades of coal, but they all do look like real coal. Really nice. As Ruben Ashwell says, nice photos. Richard Swiderski says those pictures are great.
Oh, now here's something. Look at the varnishing on the underside. That's been varnished and revarnished, I'd expect.
Yeah. So we've got an LMS compound
but what I was
and
trying to
a
say,
4F.
Is I'm trying to restate the point I was making earlier when we were asked about the exterior railway.
Oh yeah, you do have
you've
to
got
maintain.
to keep an eye on that.
And Valley's 56XX, absolutely gotta love a grotty old mineral wagon. So what's the next picture we've got? This is an American one in HO, but this is quite old. And one thing actually, if you get dust in the detail like that, get yourself a soft bristled paintbrush like this, nice and clean, nice and dry, and you can dust all of that off very carefully. And the brush leaves all of the detail intact, and you can get right into the little nooks and crannies and get all that cleaned up. This appears to be a Fairburn 264 tank, which was the forerunner of the BR Standard Class 4, which owed a lot of its heritage to the Fairburn tank. And these do look really, really nice. We've got this late LMS period where we've got the black with very subtle red lining.
Is that black? I thought it was a really deep green.
No, it's black.
Huh. Must just be the way the light's
But it's a lovely
there.
model.
It really is. It's got a lot going for it there. It's a lot of interesting detail.
And with the correct LMS pattern coaches behind it as well. It does look very, very good. And it just goes to show what photographing models outdoors really does look good. That looks to be, it's either a 4F or a 3F. Looks really quite nice. I do love these LMS workhorses. Both the 3F and 4F, of course, available in 00 from Bachmann.
Okay, I think I saw a message from Worthington saying that he's going to reset the video, so we might be able to see the UFO.
Oh yeah,
so
that'd
if you
be
could
good.
just jump back to the screen.
Have we seen all of these photos?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for sharing those with us. It looks really good. So we're going to have another go at the UFO video. See if he's had a chance to reset it yet.
Looks like it's yes.
Oh yes.
So here we go. Now,
okay.
This is Alien Spaceship. By
whoa,
by Worthington Model Railway.
I've got the screen up.
Okay. Here we go.
I do like this lighting effect with there's like a Martian.
Oh, that is brilliant.
That is actually really good.
Oh, I'm liking that. Someone changed to look more British. I like it.
That is actually really good.
The detail on those cows and the way they're looking at the UFO, it's just brilliant.
I do like the lighting effect. That is really good. That's the sort of thing I could imagine on GMRC.
That was cool. That was so cool.
Thank you ever so much for that.
Yes, thank you very much. That was worth it. That was definitely worth the wait.
Right, so who have we got up next?
Okay.
Do we? I thought we have got quite a few going back because we haven't done any for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm starting from the ones that went back. So we've got a fair few here from Aylesmead. Now, we can't put them all up, but I'm going to go for the first one on track weathering. And then you'll be able to jump through to the others.
Yeah, I was just thinking the fourth one would show the end result. So maybe we'll do the first and the fourth.
Okay, yeah, we'll start with part one though.
Yeah.
And I'll grab the URL from that so you can start where it comes up from there. So I believe this is Aylesmead and it's a 4-part
The Aylesmead project. So it's 4-part on track weathering.
Yes.
And we're going to dip in on the first and fourth parts. So essentially we've got the starting point. This is an O gauge by the look of it. So we've got a test track with the ballast.
Jen, if that's not O gauge, then Aylesmead is very small.
Yes. These are small. Those are far
away.
The Growler Blackwood N-gauge layout. Big hello to you. Shanghai 264359 says, apologies, I arrived late this evening. Thank you for showing my video. Glad you enjoyed the US loco and stuff.
Has he put that onto polystyrene or foam or something?
Yeah, it'd be something like foam.
It's interesting.
So so there's our starting point on track weathering. We are going to share the links for these. So there's the link for this video. So we've got Vallejo pigments. These are good. I've heard a lot of people talking about the Vallejo paints. Really good range of paints for anything model related. I know a lot of the military modelers have been using these extensively for years. So let's just
jump it on a little bit. Let's see how he's getting on.
So we're basically made up the paints, and you can see there. This is just going on.
That's your style, Jen.
Yeah, this is it.
Slap it on.
Yeah, as you may have seen from the where I inserted the new junction into the layout, I didn't use Vallejo paints. I actually used Household Gloss, thinned right down. But it's a similar sort of effect. And what you're trying to do here is just replicate the dirt and grime that builds up. There's a lot of, certainly everywhere else you get a lot of brake dust and just atmospherical dirt. But in stations too, you do tend to get a lot more oil and grease build up. And having it watered down does help it to soak into the ballast and give a nice blurred out edges. You don't want sharp edges.
Doing there.
What?
Rubbing it in with the other side to get some tracks and stuff. Interesting. I like his technique.
Yeah.
This is the type of thing that makes me think I could do this.
Exactly, and I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So,
Guion Reese Davis says, I really like to use Vallejo Air with my airbrush. That's an interesting idea, airbrushing it. Alright, so we're going to jump on now. If you jump back so I can go to the next link.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to, there's 4 parts to this. But I'm going to do... let's go and see how it turns out in the end. And then you guys can, after the stream, of course, go and take a look at all 4 parts of this. It's certainly a really good way to make your layout look even better with just effectively weathering the ballast. It's a good, simple, easy thing to do, and the results are fantastic.
And Values 56XX has a very good point. Ballast is the soul of a layout.
Oh yeah, definitely. So here we are, and look how it's turning out. This is really, really heavily weathered. So we've got that build-up of what looks like oil, grease, a bit of water as well.
To be honest with you, I'm starting to think it's a good thing that we saw the first part, because I would not have recognized it.
Yeah.
That is quite a transformation.
And I actually do a lot of this with the effect that I use, and of course there's many different ways this is being done with Vallejo paints. I use black gloss paint, and if I want to get this sort of level of oiliness, I just thin the paint a little bit less, but only paint it pretty much down the center and just over the ends of the sleepers, and then I wash it using a much thinner mix down into the rest of the ballast.
Given the amount of time and effort that's quite clearly gone into this, I'm thinking this is something you do right at the end once you're sure everything works.
Oh yes. And there's like that slightly rusty element around the rails, but with the sort of the little drips of gloss varnish to show like a water that's just pooled on top of the oil and grease. It really is a great effect.
And I'm loving the fact that it's darker around the water effect, so that it looks like those parts are still wet, like it's evaporating. Because it visually it tells that story that there was more, it's going away now.
Yeah, so I'm really, really impressed with this, and certainly a great series of videos showing you just how to do this effect. So thanks very much for that. We shared the part 4 link.
I've shared the links, yeah.
So thank you ever so much for those. Certainly one to check out. Oh, George
my
Botterini very, very generously has donated $9.99 on the super chat. Thank you ever so much for your generosity.
You're far too generous, you know that.
So sorry late today, getting schoolroom ready. So oh my word. So of course it's nearly start of a new term for all around the world. Although we don't have kids, so when people say, "Oh well, what are you doing at half term?" It's like, I don't know.
Same thing I do every term.
I left school 25 years ago, so I'm not going now. Right. Phil Metcalf says Vallejo paints are great, but if you don't use a wet palette, they dry out quick. Absolutely. B2000 RO Toys channel says, Jenny, where do I share my train videos with you and Zoe? And if you send the URL
send the link.
for somewhere like YouTube to zoe@zoerobinson.com and put Monday Club in the title, just helps us to find it in amongst all of the dross that's in your email account.
Oh, I get sent so much stuff. I've explained why sometimes that happens. Okay, next up we've got a photograph and a bit of a story to go with it. So Charlie sent a picture.
Okay.
He says, we are 3 hours north of Toronto, and in the last century it was a hive of industry, specifically the forest industry, and further north it was mining. It was also popular with people from Toronto taking day trips and longer stays. They needed big, robust, powerful locomotives, and this is an example.
So this is just a picture.
Yeah.
Right, okay, bringing that up on the screen. And this is a consolidation, a 280. Consolidation is just the wheel arrangement that gets that name.
Yes, but I recognise it from Railroad Tycoon.
Oh yeah.
But look at the person for scale.
Yeah, it is a big locomotive.
Big
It's interesting. It looks nicely restored, but it's sat all on its own on a plinth of track. It can't actually go anywhere, which is a little bit of a shame.
But even so, that is a beautiful looking thing.
Yeah, very much. So, Blackgowrie Forest Railway Andrew Johnson says, hi Jenny Zoe, thanks for showing my pictures. Yes, I use real coal in the wagons. The locomotive is a Midland compound of Fowler 4F. The American looking model is a freelance Lima model. Ah, brilliant. Thank you ever so much.
Different grades.
So,
is it just me, or I'm going to use the mouse to highlight it? Does that look like cogs on the bottom of there? Or is it just the rivets?
It's just the
the
rivet.
shadows?
It's just the rivet.
That is a lovely looking locomotive.
They've actually got a fully sound fitted one of those in model form in HO, which I think is a Broadway limited import model. So it's got the full works, and it's actually in the cabinet for sale, but it only ever gets used by me for product photography. If I need a US outline steam locomotive that runs, say, on a rolling road instructional video, it's one of my go-to locomotives out of the cabinet. So if anybody is interested in the UK, but we do post all around the world, DCC Concepts do actually have one of those for sale with sound fitted and everything.
Right, so if you could jump back to your,
your
view so I can move on.
Yeah,
that is a
so-
lovely thing. Thank you very much for sharing that.
Oh, does that help?
Yes, it does.
Oh.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, I'm struggling with the heat now.
Yeah.
So, what we got next?
Whew, look how much that melts quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, because it's warm in here. So, and now we've got a photo from Charles Gibbs, who I believe we have seen some from before, and they're always a pleasure. You, I think, will like this.
Oh yes, that's a terrier by the looks of it. I love the air of. Oh look, Billy's replacement speakers.
Wow, how did you not notice that straight away?
Oh, because I was looking at the detail, the water tower. You know me and water towers, we're like that.
Look at those
But
barrels
that
as
is
well,
really
though.
nice.
Those barrels are amazing.
Yeah. I like all the weeds and stuff. Really nicely done. But I do like the Billy's replacement speakers.
That is so cool.
It's really taken on a life.
It's nice to see Billy getting
need
everywhere.
A t-shirt range.
Jen, I have not had a time to make a t-shirt design because you keep saying, "Oh, it's a short one this time. It won't take you long. You've got like 16 hours, and I've got to make an entire feature film for you, but it won't take you long."
Just shut up and make a Billy's replacement speakers t-shirt. But that is brilliant. Thank you ever so much for that, and I love the weathering.
The amount of care and attention that's gone into that is amazing.
So brilliant. Thank you very much for sharing that with us.
Yeah, as Richard Swiderski says there, the detail is super. It really is.
Absolutely. Roof Railway says, Jenny, have you ever been to the Northampton and Lamport Railway? No, I haven't, to be honest. I am aware of it, but not been to it. And so I just... hold on, I'm just looking for something.
Okay,
here.
have you pressed the button to go back to the views? Okay, so I can jump on. But yeah, thank you so much, Charles, for sending that one. Fair few photographs tonight, so we're getting through these. What else? What are you looking for?
No, you just do your special thing.
Look,
Don't worry
I'm trying
about
my
me.
best. I'm trying my best now.
I was looking for a business card, but I can't find it.
Your business cards are downstairs. Why do you need your business card?
No,
What?
not my business card, you muppet.
So next up, what have we got? Where's the button? Where is all the buttons working? What's happening? Why?
Have you broken it?
Yes, I've broken everything.
Oh, Sir Hayden. Number 3, Sir Hayden at Towin Wharf.
This is from Philip Page, if you want to bring up.
Okay, so hit play. Oh, lovely. Of course, the Talyllyn Railway, really lovely railway. But this particular locomotive originally came from the Corris Railway.
Oh my goodness, this looks real. Look at the animation he's managed to get on these model people.
Sorry, it wasn't funny the first time, and it's still not funny now. But certainly, it's a wonderful little railway. I believe it was the first railway to be preserved and actually operated as a preserved railway. And it's, of course, the basis for the little railway in Thomas the Tank Engine with Skarloey and Rheneas. So Sir Hayden is... I think it's Sir Handel is the like for like in Thomas the Tank Engine. But certainly when the Corris Railway closed, then 2 of the locomotives did make their way to the Talyllyn Railway and are still there, even though the Corris Railway has subsequently been reopened. So you can see how small these trains actually are.
They're having trouble getting 2 people in.
It's a bit of a squeeze in that cab, isn't it?
I suppose they would have been built for smaller people back then.
Well,
We
it's
are
a- it's-
bigger
it's
as
an-
a species now.
No. See, Pete, there's a misnomer that humans are getting bigger and bigger. The reality is that there's nothing unusual about the size that humans are now. It's just basically we show how big the human beings as a species get when you feed them properly.
That's what I mean. I didn't say
Yeah.
we were evolving to be taller. What?
You've got,
What's wrong?
yeah, like a hair.
I'll
I got
save
to
that for
prod.
later.
I got to prod her mouth.
I was saving that for later.
So this is really, really nice, actually. It's always good to see some great little train action.
Someone's saying I've sent a tweet, so he let me know if. What? But
We don't really have a tweety thing.
I'll have a look, but we're in the middle of something. What's going on?
This is actually really, really great video. I love watching stuff like this. Just sort of.
Yeah, I can't send that over to my email.
Mm.
Thanks for the thing, but I can't show it because you have to send the email.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to send it
We
to
haven't got-
Zoe@ZoeRobinson.com.
We haven't got the link set up to run Twitter off this computer. It has to be via the email. That's why we do it via this way. Ham Shackleton says humans aren't getting taller, just fatter. Yeah,
we get taller. Basically, we are evidence of how big the human beings as a species actually
Could have
grow
been.
upwards.
Yeah.
When you don't starve them of essential vitamins and minerals when they're growing.
Oh,
This
my
is
goodness.
really nice.
It really is. It's lovely.
And certainly, if you're ever in sort of mid Wales over near the coast, do go and have a visit to the Talyllyn Railway because you
I just
won't
had
be disappointed.
I just had a flashback to when we were there, and the memory came
we've
back.
never been here.
No, but we did go on the Festiniog, and you know that part on the Festiniog Railway where it essentially seems to be just going down a village street, and if you opened a window, you
Yes.
could reach into someone's garden. That's what I just remembered.
What, and high five them?
Yeah, I loved that. It was great.
Yeah. I love these little sort of little nooks and crannies where you've got tight little bridges that the trains only just squeeze through. I think they make a really, really lovely little model. If you model something like this,
You could do a very nice diorama of something like that with hidden
Yeah,
sides and
yeah.
all sorts.
a little minimum space layout.
Yeah.
Because you look at that, effectively that bridge as you've seen it break, it all fits in quite nice. Make a nice little box file layout.
Yeah. That is cool. Right, I think we should move on because we have spent a lot of time on this one.
Sorry, really enjoying that. Thank you ever so much for
Thank you
sending
so
that
much.
in. Underground Eric, big hello to you. So yeah, getting taller sideways. And Cosy118BMK said you should put a Velux window in your loft to help with the heat. Absolutely, it's on the to-do list. Matt Ovell says there should be a pocket rocket that looks this good. Are you all right there?
My knee just popped out.
Oh, would you want to pop it back in?
I'm trying.
Oh no.
Right, you're going to see my foot come into view for a second.
Do you want to just rest it up there?
No, I need to pop it back in. Oh!
So
just if you could just pull the bottom of my leg.
like that.
Yeah, it's in. It's back in. Oh my god! That was
to you, to me.
That was the strangest experience I've had in a while.
Yeah. Oh.
It's just popped back in. You don't need to massage my feet. I just needed your help to pull my knee into place.
Oh.
Hey,
Right.
don't you start talking about sweaty feet, missus.
Peter Leyland says there is a layout based on Tywin Wolf. Absolutely, there's been quite a few based on the Talyllyn Railway. And interestingly enough, in the Thomas the Tank Engine range, they make Skarloey and Rheneas in 009, but repainted and with the silly little faces removed. They actually make quite credible Talyllyn Railway number 1s, number 2s. That
was a weird experience.
Mel says, I was planning to go to the UK this year. Certainly always worth a little punt around. We do have a lot of railway heritage. Definitely worth taking a look at. J. Pedro Rocha says it is good to see you okay again. Thank you very much. S. Eel, hello to you. James Pets, I approve of James Pets popping in. Always great to see you. Whamgok says, I'm off now, people. Happy week. Bye.
Have a great week.
Okay,
Lovely
you
to see you.
take care.
Take care.
Ruben Ashwell says, those are some dotty socks. Yes,
Yes.
just like the wearer.
Oh, Jenny, you are going to love this one.
Garden
So,
Railway. This is
yes.
from Edinburgh Garden Railway. So, we're going to make this full screen. I'm going to
Here
move
we
over
go.
to it. This looks really nice, actually. An electric, like rail car stroke tram.
Yeah.
That looks really nice. And this is, I'm assuming that this is something like LGB.
Wow, those look brilliant.
They do. And this is the magic of a garden railway.
Yeah.
So it's a rich barn.
Barina Barn or something like that? So we've had a few people in the chat say that they hope I'm okay. It's an old injury. I hurt myself at university, and sometimes as a result my knee pops out. It's perfectly fine now, and I'll be fine.
Yeah. Also, Kelly, don't worry. We're going to look out for your story. We shall read that out in a bit as well.
As long as it's not too long, of course.
And James Pett says, I approve of Jennifer Kirk's approval. Well, I approve of your approval of my approval.
Can I have the bottle opener, please?
Where is it? Oh, here
Yes,
it is.
there is beer here.
Yeah, beer here.
Do you want a beer?
Yeah, go on then. You can beerize me. Stop getting lids everywhere.
What's wrong with just popping the lid?
Yeah.
This is a lovely garden rail.
Mm.
Look at the size of it.
This is really nice. There's some fiercely tight radii on the LGB track, don't they? When you think that it's like basically like around gauge 1, something like that.
Mm.
Simon the Railway Enthusiast 83 says the Billy's replacement speakers, Banana Express.
The Billy's replacement railway. Would that be a bus service?
But this is actually really nice, and you can imagine that winding its way around your rockery on a fine summer's day whilst you kick back with a beer. Beverage of choice, Birra Moretti,
I could imagine
alcohol free.
I could imagine you just putting a gin and tonic in one of the carriages.
Oh, it's a dinky little one.
It's got a bit of personality, that, hasn't it?
Yeah. Quite an extensive railway, but the LGB stuff is quite expensive.
Yeah, but it looks like you get a fair amount for your money.
Well, there's another one there. There's a lot of yellow trains here. Ooh. I do like this. Yeah, Richard Swiderski says, nice garden layout.
It's
James
nice and
Moody says,
relaxing.
I appear to have arrived significantly late this evening. What have I missed?
I think you'll find a Monday clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Stefan Svensson says Bernina is Swiss. So it's Swiss.
I don't know whether that's graffiti or it's meant to be like that on the
I like
livery.
the windows on that coach.
Oh, that
you get
is
a good
good.
view from that. That's a good observation, coach.
Yeah.
It's G-scale, so 45 millimeters, so the same as gauge 1, but suited for narrow gauge.
Wow. That is just fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, they're very modern, but they're saying that they're sort of very modern in a style that could have actually been a futuristic 70s thing. That is actually really nice. There's the little restaurant car at the end. That is actually a really quite nice extensive LGB setup.
I love that little dinky thing at the front.
That is actually really nice.
It's cute. Good size of those sunflowers.
Oh.
This I can imagine would be quite relaxing just to sit.
Yeah, look at
and
how
have going
fearsome that curve is, and they're just like, yeah, whatever, go around it. So this is actually really, really nice layout. I am intrigued. Yeah, I do like garden railways, and this is really nicely presented as well. J. Pedro Rocha, how can I send to you one photo? You send it to Zoe at zoerobinson.com and put Monday Club in the title.
That's the best way. I think we should move on now because we've got a few more.
We put the link
nice.
in the description. Really, really nice.
Yes, I did.
Right. So thank you very much for sharing that with us.
That is so good. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So it's Swiss. And Stefan
right.
Svensson says, Furka Oberalp, also Swiss.
Right.
James Petts, the Flower Pot Valley Railway.
Right. I
there's-
think I recognise.
Yeah.
No, the Swiss thing. I think I recognise. Haven't we seen something from one of your videos in a model railway exhibition about a Swiss style railway that went up and down a really steep hill?
I don't know, but I've seen some of those models for sale at Arcadia Models in Shore. Big up Tim and all at the Arcadia posse. There's Kelly's. Let's bring up Kelly's. So Kelly, we've just found your email. So we've got, it's a Word document. So if you open it up, let's have a look. So what do you...
I'm checking how long it is because if it's too
don't
big,
worry,
then
I
you
can
can't.
read quick. Right, so...
Okay, you go for it.
I'm going to... Well, you need to scroll it when I give you the sign.
Okay.
So this is a day out with 3802, and this comes from Kelly Ashford. Peep! 3802 here. I was out and about at last. First things first, however. Mr. DMU had departed by the time Kelly got her rover ticket from Pauline. Kelly didn't want Mr. DMU this time. No siree. She wasn't bothered about him now. She wanted me. The bell in Llangollen station box... the bell in Llangollen signal box rang to indicate I was on my way in. I steamed in soon enough. Kelly was watching my every move until I stopped, and then got on board the train to be up front. First, she captured my run-round operation, camera in hand. I looked down to check the right angle, and I've lost my place.
Second paragraph near the bottom.
After I was coupled up, the volunteers began teasing her all the more mercilessly. She'd missed it very much, along with me. I took Kelly up to Carrick Station, passing Mr. DMU at Glynate Station. Carrick Station stop off, and Kelly alighted for lunch and toilet room. She also visited the 80072 group carriage shop. I ran around to go back in reverse. Kelly changed train ends. Looking back across the platform, she took a few minutes to recognise Martin Christie and waved madly at him. He caught up with the last few measly minutes to spare. I took Kelly back to Llangollen, meeting Mr. DMU at Llangollen Goods Junction. I ran around at Llangollen Station for the last return journey of the day. After I was coupled up in front once more... I haven't done this for ages, Kelly observed to my driver, who knows her too well. Can I snatch a moment in the cab? She didn't say the magic word. Yes, if you want to, answered the gentleman, smiling. He was only too happy to grant Kelly's wish to be on my footplate. Climbed down, and Kelly climbed up. She happily warmed her hands in front of my hot fire. Magical moments abound. Kelly watched my fireman stoke up my fire and then climbed back to get down on the train up front. Her hands were sooty, yet she didn't care. She had her goggles on in any case. Back up to Carrick to visit miniature steamy Holy War, with Martin leading the way. She stayed at the front of the train end as I took her back to Llangollen one last time. No wonder she loves getting dirty so. Kelly disappeared to go home after alighting from my train. She was a bit more cheerful, having waited far too long for a ride behind me. I love you, Kelly, and always will, my little human sister. So there we are. Thank you ever so much for that.
There we go.
Right.
A few trolls have been in, but don't worry about it.
Have they been
very
nuked?
quickly.
Yes, it's sad people.
But that was good. I think people enjoyed that as well.
Thank you very much for sending that in, Kelly. Really do appreciate that. Now, have we got another video?
We've got a few more yet, still to go.
Excelente.
Oh, why do I keep pressing the wrong button? Right, okay. Here we go. Now, this one's from Warbler Productions.
The artist formerly known as Garth. Yeah. Right.
So, here we are. Now, this is a visit. Warbler Productions had a visit to Llandudwin, is that?
What is that? To Dudhun.
Yeah.
I do, yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
My Welsh pronunciation's not very good.
I've noticed.
Mm.
Do you want to
Right,
press
yeah.
the button? And here we
Button
go.
is pressed. So we've actually got some of that track weathering. We saw that video earlier on, and actually there's some good weathering going on this layout as well. So we've got, I think that is an LMS Fairburn 264 tank locomotive. We saw a photograph of one of those earlier on. I do like the clerestory coaches behind there. Well, that one is really nice.
That's really nicely done. Look at that.
Ooh,
Wow.
This is nice. And there's like, I can see 009 in the, we just caught a glimpse in the foreground. Really, really nice.
I'm loving the layout. This is so well done.
Yeah, and Alex Dent, you're absolutely right. I mean, what do they expect? Who goes, oh yes, there's an idiot trolling. I will follow their links and buy their scammy products.
Yeah.
It ain't going to happen, is it?
Why would you click on a link that someone that you don't know is
somebody
sent?
has spammed. Not just sent, but spammed it multiple times into the chat.
Yeah.
That they're going, oh, people will really buy my rubbish now.
The one thing that they don't seem to understand is that by spamming it, Google has its algorithm know that that's a spam thing. It actually reduces your standing, so you don't show up in search results.
Yeah, but they're not very bright, are they, these trolls? Warbler Production says, the Loco is my Fairburn tank. It has both sound and lights, cab, head and tail plus firebox.
Wow.
Oh, wow, so making good use of all the different functions. I do like the back scene as well. Really, really nice.
I'm loving the detail and the texture of the
Actually,
model.
the Fairburn tank in the LMS livery is really nice.
You're
Oh,
starting to really like this. Oh, there's a TARDIS.
that's like an action picture.
Yeah.
I couldn't catch what the locomotive was.
I wasn't looking at Locomotive. I
Had
saw
had
TARDIS.
speed blurs, like into slice. Oh, narrow gauge. What's the one at the top? That's really nice. That
Yeah.
I recognise the War Department Baldwin, but that little tiny one, bottom right. I need to know. Kelly Ashford Train says, Jenny, you're a good narrator. Well, thank you very much.
Detail on that house there. That was brilliant.
There's some great stuff. I do also like you've used the Airfix footbridge kit there to give like a stairway up. That is, I like the what is that? What are those coaches as well? I really do like those coaches it was pulling.
Yeah, you do love this sort of thing, don't you?
Yeah. Warbler, come on, Warbler, tell me.
Don Loco says, if it was hot trains, I'd have clicked.
And you'd be like, oh,
that's it. You need to know your market when you're spamming.
You'd be like, oh, it's a steam train. Of course, it's hot. James Petts approves of narrow gauge. Absolutely. I do like that clerestory coach. Really. Oh, Prince. That looks like a. That's one of the 262 Manning Wardles. I see a lot of Baldwins.
What's that
There's
in
some
the corner?
really,
Is that
really
a
nice.
High Castle Wall or something. That was interesting.
Oh, interesting. Warbler Production says Loco is Mark's Baldwin with the grey one. It's a Minitrix 262 version. Ooh,
Right.
Interesting.
So Jenny will be having a look for one of those.
I'm totally strapped because look,
Because
dual
you may or
gauge
may
track.
not have just bought a massive train.
That Tillig track, the dual gauge, incidentally, just as an aside, DCC Concepts has the full range in stock of Tillig. So yeah. Ooh, there seems to be a bit of a sinkhole underneath your point there.
These things happen.
Oh, I like the 25. I do love a good weathered 25.
Is that the one that... No, it's not. What was that one that on that train simulator that we were playing?
Oh no, that was a 45 where you got out to have a wander around the station, and as the train trundled past, I said, you didn't put the handbrake on. You went, no, that's not our train. I went, it blooming is. And then when you got back to where we parked it, I was right, and you had to run down the track for it. I was like, that must be like you're on the train going, hey, is that the driver? He's going for a jog.
But yeah, you weren't really a fan of the 45, were you? Until you heard the noise. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, I do need to get a sound chip in a class set. A 44, a 45, or a 46. Jennifer Garrett says clerestory coaches look like either Minitrix or Egerbarn. Interesting. I'm going to have to.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to investigate some of this, but I am totally strapped at the moment because, I have negotiated to buy a live steam 5-inch gauge locomotive. I have joined the same club that Cottesmore and Wardle Road have.
To be honest with you, I expected you to have done this a lot sooner.
It's expensive.
Yes, it is.
Plus, I've just paid for the full batch of the Jenny Monday Club wagons. So do get your skates on. They have nearly sold out. You really do need to order one if you want one and haven't ordered one yet. You just give that train down there a push.
Yeah. And Tim Model Train said, thank you for showing my video now. Thank you for sending it in.
Is it going?
Doesn't seem to want to. It's trying.
I think it might have overheated. So
it's really wanting to, but I don't think it's going to go. There you are. It's going now. I was having a bit of trouble, but now it's alright. Right, what's going on here? We've got... Oh, it's an advert. It's okay. Right, okay. So, what we've got now is Richard Swiderski has sent in a Braunton, a 34046 Braunton at Frodsham Station, Cheshire.
Oh, I saw 34046 Braunton as well at Settle. So she gets about, but certainly really does look the business. Melchester Model Railway says, "Gosh, how much does a gauge 5? It's not it's 5-inch, so it's like that far across the rails, and too much."
So it was, so much that Jenny, who would normally say, "Oh, I've accidentally bought a train to me," came in sheepishly and said, "I've just kind of said yes to this," and gave me a grin as if, "Please don't be upset." But I'm not going to be upset. It's your money. Do what
Matt
you want with
Ovell. It's not a 5-inch gauge BR Blue Tops Class 25, although I would like one of those. So, if you happen to have one you don't want, then you can always post it to me.
Right. If you want to bring this up on screen.
Underground Eric says, "Costs a lot. I'm skint." You and me both, because I've just paid for a full production run of Acura scale wagons, and I don't get any of that money back until the middle of September, which is when they're due to be arriving at Rails of Sheffield, who are handling all of the order fulfillment. What do you do? What do you do? Just you're messing about.
Sorry.
Right. So Simon the Railway Enthusiast 83 says, "Billy's replacement rolling skates. Rolling on my skates, cause it's like
rolling, no brakes."
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I thought for a moment there I was going to hit the bush. And if we were playing it with sound, then it would be very impressive. Certainly, you can check out some of the videos I've recorded of various trains going through Settle.
Also, I'll put the link in, so later on you can have a look.
My
goodness, this is a big one.
On Wednesday, I think our Wednesday video is a whole load of the videos I've been filming at Settle, so certainly that's one to look out for as well.
Patreons have already seen it, of course.
Have they? Oh, yes, they have.
Yeah, they got sent it out. So
they got sent it last week, was it? Beginning of last week.
Look at that. That is a big one.
It is. It's a rebuilt West Country, which again is another class of locomotive I don't have in my collection. It's always been a case I can never get one when I want one. I do like those Mark 1s in the crimson and cream. That coach there, just to the right, it looks a bit, I don't know, maybe it's just the angle. They look a bit stretched, maybe. It could be the monitor. But is that train pulling into a halt?
Yeah.
Wow. Which station was this at? Did you catch it? Oh, it is pulling into a halt. Frodsham. Oh, wow. I do like that livery as well. The crimson and cream. I have two. I tell a lie, 2 Mark 1s in that livery. They're so difficult to get hold of.
The size and shape of this locomotive is very interesting to me, because it looks like it's shaped just to fit something.
Yeah,
like the pipes short and things like that. It's like, this thing is so big they've had to saw the top off the funnels and things.
Valley's 56XX says, if they ban Steam in 2030, I don't think they're going to ban Steam in 2030. There might be difficulty. You might have to change what you fire them on, but they won't be banning them.
I'll tell you now, there'll be a grandfather right for heritage.
Yeah. Manthony 1956 is large gauge live steam. If you have to ask the cost, you can't afford it.
Yes.
Yes. Knowing how much they cost, yes.
Melchester Modern Railway suggests you get a Billy's replacement bank account.
Oh, I wish. I absolutely wish. James Pets, yeah, you and me both. James likes a rebuilt Bully of Pacific.
The amount
I do
of
as well.
steam off that.
That is nice. Is that?
Wow.
That's the drain cock. So there we go. Woo! Yeah, Kelly Ashford trains Carmine and Cream. We call it. I know it better as blood and custard, or plum and spilt milk is another term I have seen about. Leslie Gilpin says Braunton blew a pipe on the steam chest pressure gauge at Sellafield, delaying it by 45 minutes.
Oh, if there's one place you don't want to accidentally break down, it's Sellafield, just in case.
Well, when it goes dark, you can still see what you're doing. But Michael Pollett says, "Hi Jenny, what a great trooper you are, presenting the Monday Club while you are under par. What a professional. Get well soon."
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I am fueled on chocolate and an energy drink, and it does help. I will crash immediately afterwards. But certainly, yeah, that is actually, I do like, I've got my chocolate and cream livery coaches. I've been slowly building up a set of those. I've got, 1, 2, 3, 5 of them. But crimson and cream, I have to get myself a set of those. The other livery as well I don't have is the all maroon, which is another gaping hole in my collection. Belmont Junction says, "Oh Jenny, have a glass of wine."
We should jump on to the next one now.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was really enjoying this.
Yeah, so was I. But I think that we don't want to show all of the person's
47
picture,
in two-tone green. So have we put the link in the description?
We have. So that was really, really nice. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, love that.
But,
Absolutely. So that's.
I'll put the link in, but we do have a fair few more. We've got 4 more in the list, but I'm pretty sure people have been sending stuff in.
Yeah,
so I'm just going to jump back to the main inbox. Yes, we have had a few.
Okay, well, we can keep going.
Yeah, as long as you're fine with that, that's fine by
Timothy
me.
Kynard says, "Good video." Absolutely. Ham Shackleton says, "Steamies on the Cheshire Lines Committee usually stop at Frodsham to take on water." J94, big hello to you. Says, "Hi all in chat, sorry I'm a little late."
A Monday Clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Oh, and Timbersurf.
I cannot do a Gandalf impression.
Timbersurf says, "I probably have 50 plus blood and custards." Wow, that's more than I've got of any one livery. Okay. I think the most I've got is the blue and greys. I've got about 25 of them, something like that.
And yes, we've got one here that I think you will be fascinated by.
Oh, J. Pedro Rocha.
Is it Rocha? I'm not sure.
I'm going to say Rocha.
This is a steam Portuguese locomotive.
Oh, brilliant. So thank you very much, Pedro, for sending these in.
Yeah.
So it's always really interesting to see locomotives from rail systems around the world, which we wouldn't necessarily get to see a lot of.
Yes.
So is this 5'3" gauge? I know that Spain certainly has a wider gauge. I don't know whether Portugal would as well, because they're out there on the Iberian Peninsula. I
have a feeling that they would either have the same gauge, or at least have some sort of crossover system.
Yeah.
Surely.
Or they might just be like parts of the awkward so-and-so's squad and go, "No, we're
not like us."
Yeah.
Say, "No, you fit to our gauge.
Yeah.
But you're an island." Yes.
Timbersurf says, "Well, they've got 50 plus crimson and creams. They haven't got any other liveries." See, I do have a lot of other liveries. I've got about 25 blue greys, and then I've got a lot of other stuff that aren't necessarily Mark 1s as well. So I've got a lot of the Hornby Super Detail Gresley Teaks as well.
Now this is interesting to me because I can see bits of the way that our steam locomotives were, and then some of this looks so different. It's actually quite fascinating.
Manthony1956 says you were probably the type of DJ who would be on air until they got laryngitis. Been there, done that.
I think you've got as well, haven't you?
I've done all that as well. Because you when you love the job so much, you just don't want to take a day off. J94 says I'm yet to make and edit a video that I was meant to upload yesterday, but I wanted to make it look nice. Certainly, yeah.
Sometimes that's what you got to do. And these are fascinating to me.
Very
thank
much,
you so
Pedro, for sharing those with us. Really, really great.
Yeah, that was
so
brilliant.
thank you so much.
It's not often we get to see a Portuguese locomotive, is it?
Flymo Chairman once says Talco do a moving gauge system. They were flawed to get.
You okay?
Oh, that sneeze crept up on me. And they were flaunting it anyway. And Dongit's Model Railway says, isn't it 5'6"? It could be. Yeah, and Leslie Gilpin says Portugal has the same gauge as Spain.
That makes a lot of sense. Right, I'm just trying to bring the next one up. We've got a few left still to go. Now, this one has a story to go with it. This is from Larry Rogers.
Okay.
And he says, hello, Zoe and Jenny. My youngest grandson was a guest engineer on the LARR, and he did a great job running my Lion Chief U36B in the High Valley livery.
All right.
I don't know whether I'm saying that right.
Probably not.
Hope you enjoy it. But here we are. So this one's from Larry, and let's bring this up. It looks pretty interesting. This Lionel's American, isn't it?
It is, yes, and it's got a lot of fun with Lionel.
Is Lionel their version of Hornby?
Well, sort of like Hornby O gauge, but we'll see. We've still got the 3-rail, but it's very much orientated at the fun. This is about the fun of operating a railroad.
By their Hornby thing, is this the one that everyone knows, even if you're not interested
in America?
In
Yes,
yeah.
Lionel's like the big name, but don't forget as well to tickle that like button. If you haven't already done so, it's really, really important to tickle the like button and share the stream to social media. And of course, does not
press the
cost
button
you.
to get this on screen?
Oh no, I didn't. Can you put it back?
Hey Jenny, I was just looking at your monitor.
Yeah. So hold on. Wind it back to the beginning.
Let's do this again.
Okay,
here we go.
So, right now you can see it. Also, don't forget that some of you are watching whilst not subscribed. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, but it's a really great way of keeping up to date on what's going on a channel. And also, do take a look at some of the other videos, which if you're subscribed, it does get you to them very, very quick. Also, you can check us out over on Patreon if you want to support the channel to help make the videos that you want to see. And one of the perks of being a Patreon is you get the Friday videos early, and that also means you get extra access to be able to suggest the sort of videos that you want to see coming up in the future on the channel. And at the higher tiers on Patreon as well, you do also get either your name in the credits, or also at the highest tier you get sent exclusive Jenny Kirk stuff TM as well.
Yeah.
So really, really.
Which reminds me, I've got to send out those coasters.
Yes, you do.
I've got to send some coasters out.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Oh yes, we have coasters. But only for the top tier of Patreons, and that is one of the exclusive products that only
Let's
top
not
tier
say
Patreons.
exclusive necessarily, because sometimes
you might make them available.
I send some other stuff.
Yeah,
this is an amazing layout. It's massive. If you think about the size of the locomotive when you see it at the front compared to how big it is at the back, that is a huge layout.
Hello, Going to the Dogs. Great to see you. Ruben Ashwell says, I mean Billy's replacement Metropolitan Vickers diesel electric Type 2s. You mean the Class 28?
I'm loving this. This is the kind of layout that's fun.
It is actually, yeah, and that's the thing
There's
about
a lot
Lionel.
going on here that you can do an awful lot of stuff with.
Yeah, Lionel's a lot like, if you remember, the Triang from the late 60s, early 70s, where they had a lot of the emphasis was on fun, with things like the giraffe car, the battle zone stuff. Sorry, battle space. Lots of things that did stuff with play value being right up there, and that's what I really love it. Eric Christiansen says, "Hello, British people. It's Eric from USA."
Top ho.
Oh yes. Well, pip pip.
I'm just looking at the size of this thing,
Yeah.
and the fact that there's walkway space all the way around it and shelves around as well. You would love a room that big for your railway.
Oh yeah, I mean that looks like it's in somebody's well, it is in somebody's garage, but that is an excellent use of garage space. It has to be said.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much for sharing this with us. So do we have some more videos?
We have a few more. Yes, I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun.
Definitely. Flymo Chair one, absolutely hit that like button, subscribe and share, folks. Absolutely. So what are we actually up to? Let's just see. Can I actually
Okay, this one we've got from Charlie, and he says when you were talking about how to do trees earlier on, he's got a video here about doing his version of it, so we'll share a little bit of this, not the whole thing of course, because I think it's one that's it's got a lot of talking on. He's going to want to explain things.
Yeah.
So this is Charlie McGowan.
Okay,
with,
so sorry, I pressed the button earlier.
How to make a scale model tree.
This is I think we've shown this video a few weeks ago, but definitely it's a really great technique. And this is a plant that you can just pick from your garden, and you can see there's the end result. One thing I would say is if you do use natural products, do consider you can get glycerine from a chemist.
Yes.
And you make up something like a 50-50 mix of glycerine and IPA alcohol, and you soak the plant in it. What this actually does is it preserves the plant, it pushes the water out of the cells and replaces it with the glycerine, so it doesn't go all dry and brittle, but it also means that it doesn't disintegrate or go rotten.
Which is exactly what you want. You want it to last.
Yeah, you don't want it to go mouldy. But this is using like a spray glue and then putting the scatter on. So I'm guessing
we've had this sort of technique. Yes, we have seen this.
Yeah, and it is really, really effective because we were talking about the type of plant, but certainly there are some great natural products out there. Eric Christiansen says, now I model 2-foot gauge at 7/8 of the inch to scale. So that's 7/8 inch. So it's 7/8 of an inch to the foot. I'm guessing. Is that S scale or HON3 or HON 3.5, something like that?
There we go. It's the sprinkle effect. That's what does it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
From underneath as well, not from the just top down.
And this is similar to, I did a video on using sea moss, another natural product that you can buy ready prepped. And I use War World Scenics to great effect to build up foliage on them.
But what I'm seeing here is the thing that I think a few people would forget, because I certainly would have when I was starting making stuff. Do the bottom as well as the top. Yeah.
Now, interesting enough, Melchester Model Railway says a mouse ate my trees that were made of natural products. I think you need Billy's replacement trees.
I think you need a cat.
Yeah, and J. Pedro Rocha says you need to visit us and our museum in Entrocomento City. Absolutely. We do need to get out on the road more, certainly, as all restrictions
I would love to visit Portugal. I've been to Spain. It was lovely.
I've never been to Spain or Portugal, it has to be said.
Oh my goodness. Jen, you have to go to Barcelona. It is so nice.
I know. I've seen pictures, like the cathedral. Definitely the cathedral.
The main street in Barcelona is in a dried up riverbed. It's an ancient river, and it's just amazing.
Right, there's a few people drifting off because it is getting quite late.
Okay, we have 4 left. I think we should do them.
Okay, well
we'll go for a little bit longer.
Let's crack on.
Okay, this one is another from Richard Swiderski. I believe it's a different one.
Jubilee class Leander roaring through somewhere. Is it Frodsham?
Roar.
Roaring, roaring, roaring.
Yes, a cat, also known as Billy's replacement mouse catcher.
Yes.
Okay, here we are, through Hertford Station in Cheshire.
Ooh.
So this will be a fun one.
Are we up and running? Make it full size.
Here we go.
Is that the sound of something being naughty behind me? Oh, no.
So we're in Hertford. Oh, here we are. It
Light
is roaring.
Loco with well, it's actually just with its support coach. Wow, that's actually at.
It's going a fair old lick, isn't it?
It is. That is like got the hammer down. That really has got the hammer down.
We're going through and we're not stopping.
Yeah. So long, suckers. Yeah, absolutely great. Thank you ever so much for that.
That was fun. Meow.
Yeah, and that really was at full chat. So thank you ever so much for sharing that video with us. Shall we go to the next video?
We will. That was a lot of fun.
Ruben Ashwell says, "Oh dear, I'm dreading the fact that I have to go back to work tomorrow after a bank holiday. I think you need Billy's replacement job."
Well, I say I can definitely sympathise, because after this video, I have to go back to work as well. Okay, so we've got
so Somerset Andy's heading off. So look, you
this
take
is
care. It's been great
interesting.
having you in. And don't forget, everybody, that you can catch up on any parts that you've missed after the stream, where it becomes a normal video. And you can still like it if you haven't already done so. Share it too, really important. And if you haven't subscribed, and I know quite a few of you are still watching whilst unsubscribed, you can subscribe. Doesn't cost a penny, but it does keep you up to date on new videos as we put them
Jenny,
out.
I think you'll find this interesting. Now, Charlie McGowan sent in some photographs before.
Oh, very
but now he sent some
steampunk.
science fiction steampunk style sketches.
Okay, right. I've gone over.
Now, this is rather interesting.
That's really interesting. Yeah.
I like that. I want one.
It's like, oh, Gromit, it's the wrong trousers.
Yeah, but it's trousers that you could walk to work in.
I love the door on the side with the little steps that
Yeah.
don't really go anywhere.
That is
Okay,
fantastic.
Yeah, that is good. That looks like a cross between a shark and a spaceship.
It's a land speeder.
Ooh.
It's a land shark, isn't it?
Oh, that's
I like
interesting.
the idea. That
Yeah,
is
something
pretty
out
cool.
of Star Trek. Star
Star
Wars.
Wars, yeah.
And oh, that is nice. That's an actual model built from
Yeah.
bits of scrap, by the looks of it.
That has got a bit of personality to it, isn't it? And final one, the Explorer. That looks like a flying city to me.
That looks like something out of The Expanse that we've been watching on
Oh,
Amazon
The Expanse, such a good show.
Prime.
But
That is
that-
really nice.
I can imagine that would be a colony ship where basically you'd land and the
That-
ship would become
that's-
the colony.
That's like a space station, like a floating repair dock that just
Mm.
goes out and colonize. It's like a colony ship.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. A speeding chair.
Oh yeah, you can imagine just rocking up, and it just needs a phone holder, a cup holder, and fairy dice.
Why would a guy with a space helmet on need a cup holder? What's he going to do? Open his space helmet and drink? Did you hold your breath while you drink?
Yes.
Okay, can you jump back?
Yeah, Houston WHAP's heading off. It's been great having you in, and it's just always great to hang out with you guys, even though I feel quite rotten. I've been
Yeah.
perked up with beer, chocolate, and energy drink. Valley's 56XX says very Blake 7. Actually, I can see that.
Yes.
Like Space 1899. Actually, no, that would have courses.
Which we have to do a video on sometime.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, this is
Melchester Model
Melchester.
Railway, and I'm going to wait until you make it full screen.
Going bananas down at the docks, part 1.
So
Here
this
we go.
looks really nice. Oh, it's the chase
You
cam.
love it.
We did use this though, didn't we? We did a video with the chase cam, and it worked really, really well. This is really nicely done.
I do love the way Melchester does his videos. He's got an interesting style that I rather like.
Yeah. Oh, is it a class 401 or a 402 there? I've got one of each. So, Ben Tullett says, Jenny, remember to take your Billy's replacement medicine to make you feel better. And Flymo
Nice
Chairman
sponsor.
1 says, an ashtray on a motorbike. Oh, look at that.
That was good. That was good.
Oh, and then a B4, the Daypole B4. That's really nice. And then we've got a Ruston 48 DS, is it? Or a 44 DS?
Something tells me that smoke has been added afterwards.
I think you're right, yeah.
It's a very good effect, though. He's done it well.
B2000 Road Toys Channel says, I'm going off now. See you next week. Look out for my videos, Jenny and Zoe. Thank you ever
Take
so
care.
much. Obviously, we've been quite busy on videos because we've been playing catch up a bit, but you guys have been sending in lots of stuff as well, which is always much appreciated. Charlie McGowan says that was Major Tom on his personal traveller.
Nice.
Do you think he's got an ashtray and a cup holder?
I want a personal traveller, so I don't have to walk to anywhere.
What, you mean you need techno trousers?
Yes.
And you'll be like, clump, clump,
Yes.
clump,
I will
clump.
have some techno trousers, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so this is really enjoying this.
I do like the way Melchester does his videos. There's a lot of character to them.
Geeston Fifes. Nice.
Don't know where that is.
No, the brands of the bananas.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, look at that long shot. That works really, really
Pete
well.
Leyland is very correct there. The back scene works well with this layer. It really does. And it gives a real sense of depth. Look
Yeah,
at that.
great use of
brilliant
space.
use of depth.
Yeah, the Metcalf Brewery kit.
I like
think.
his effects as well with the steam.
See behind it, the boiler pump house. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
I've
you
got
got
one of
one.
those. Yeah, it's not on camera, but there we are.
You do like to spot bits that you have, don't you?
James Pett says, Zoe, if you're getting techno trousers, watch out for penguins.
A penguin can borrow them if they want. Penguins are always welcome.
But not Feathers McGraw.
I would happily loan my trousers to Tux.
Yeah.
Tux the penguin is
John
always welcome.
Grohl says, superb vid from Melchester as usual.
Yes.
Definitely. And I do like the inset track. I've also got a video on doing inset track. When I did the shed area, I did actually do a guide to laying inset cobbled track like a pro.
Yes, you did.
Because apparently, if you put "like a pro" in the title of a YouTube video, at the time it was like what all the hip kids were doing.
It gets you +2 on search results.
Yes. James Pett says very docks. Actually, yes, you could imagine that being like a bit dockside.
Well, he did say in the storyline for this that it was preparing them to go to the dock.
Yeah. Shanghai 264359 says amazing attention to
It
detail.
really is.
So thank you ever so much for sharing this. This is really nice. Your brazier there is a bit smoky. It's like somebody's put conifer on it.
Okay, it's an 11-minute video. We can't show the whole thing, but I have linked it. And I
Excellent.
think people will want to give it a try. Right, I think we have one more, maybe two.
Okay, so I'm just going to go back to Weir Yard for a moment so that Zoe can change the scene.
Yes.
We are going a little bit long tonight just to get through these
Yes, we
videos
have this
'cause
one
we didn't
final one
do
from
any
Simon.
last week. Or the week before, I don't think.
No. And their photos. Good evening,
Ooh.
Jenny and Zoe. After seeing a video of the
Talyllyn Railway.
Talyllyn, that's it. I couldn't read it properly from here. On the Monday Club, decided to send you a few photos from 10 years ago from my last
Oh, right.
visit.
So this is when Sir Haydn was red rather than the green that we just saw.
So this should be interesting.
Yeah, so I'm going to just full screen 8 it. So here we are. This is 10 years ago, back in pre-COVID times.
Yes.
Does look nice. Yeah, I think that once Kato and Pico do Prince and the Double Fairlies, these can't be far behind. Although I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like Bachman took them on.
Have you got a locomotive that looks like that? Because I recognise that shape of the red bit.
Well, that's a saddle tank.
Saddle
You're
tank,
maybe
that's it.
thinking of the little packets.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. That is a very nice looking locomotive though. It's a little dinky one that looks quite
definitely.
nice.
That is
Ooh,
nice.
That's interesting.
Mm.
Nice action
At
shot.
Cowan Wharf.
And there we are. That's
Big hello to Crossways Point Junction.
Hello.
Lovely to see.
how about that, Jen?
That is nice.
It looks good. It's bright. It's
I prefer it in green though. I do love green, but
I
it
don't
is
know.
a lovely
I
little
kind of like that
engine.
orangey red. It kind of suits it.
Yeah, it is nice. Clifford Ison, hello to you. Says back from walking the dog and surprised to see you still live.
Yeah,
we
not
are
for
trying to
long,
get
though,
through
so-
the video, so we're completely up to date. So thank you very much for sending us those pictures.
Yes, thank you very much, Simon. They were really appreciated.
Absolutely. AFD Comp says I've got to go now, so good night all, especially Jennifer and Zoe and everybody else. Really
Okay, we've
great
got
to see you
one
all.
last one sent in by Steve Worthington. And he's just come in about 20 minutes ago, so this will be our final one for the night.
Okay. James Pett says the thing about the Talithin is that the 009 track is exactly the right gauge for a 2-foot 3-inch gauge in 1/76 scale. Brilliant.
Excellent.
Right.
Okay, when this loads up, so we've got Worthington Model Railways industrial area.
Oh, this looks nice. Is that a Walther's kit? Right, I'm just waiting for it to finish chugging. Right, okay, and I've made it full screen. I do like that. I think it's a Walther's powerhouse kit or something like that. It's got a Metcalfe boiler house next to it. But that is really nice, and I'm guessing a Scenecraft gasometer there.
That is very nicely done.
I do like industrial. That is coming together really,
it has
really
a
nice.
a certain style all of its own, doesn't it?
Yeah. And what you can see is that certainly in the planning stage for putting together a model layout, sometimes it's really, really good idea to have all the buildings you want, and then you can play around with them. You can shuffle them, literally shuffle them around on your layout to figure out which placement works best.
Look at the side though, on the texture and detail he's got on that drop down to the lower part of the railway.
Yeah. Is that looks like the same garage door with that Lionel layout down below, but I don't think it is down there. But certainly that's a similar style garage. But we're up on a mezzanine floor.
I like the way he's got those towers.
Yeah, that looks like there's a Scottish distillery that looks like that. Really, some really nice kits. Now,
it is a
Worthington
kit.
Model Railway says, yeah, it's a Walther's kit. James Pett says that is a nice gasometer. If it's not the Scenecraft kit, then certainly it is really, really good. Now, I do love those Gresleys, the Hornby super detailed Gresleys you got at the front there. I've got a full rake of those as well, and they really are nice coaches. But yeah, I do love that gatehouse building there. That is actually really nice. It might be a scale scenes one, I'm not sure.
I don't know, but it looks good, whatever it is.
So, does anybody know what kit that is there on the right? Because that is actually really nice. I'm looking at it and thinking, I want one. I'm thinking of upgrading that corner.
It would work well in that corner. It would go with what you've got down there, actually.
Manthony 1956 says, do people who model Talithin Railway and 00 use N-gauge or Z-gauge track? Actually, 009 track is what you should be using because it's got the perfect sleeper spaces. Z-gauge would be too small, and N-gauge, whilst it would be the right gauge, the sleeper spacings are all wrong. Right. And actually that would plague Z-gauge as well. Shanghai 264359 says, I have the Walther's Gasworks kit. So the gasometer might be part of that same Walther's kit.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Worthington Model Railway says Gatehouse is Metcalfe kit bashed.
Right.
So really nice, actually.
You've done
really
a very, very good job there.
Yeah.
Robert Sasia?
Yeah, it's
I'm
good.
sorry about mispronouncing your name there. It says, good to see layouts in the build stage. Yes.
Absolutely.
This is what I keep saying all the time. We like to see all stages because it gives people ideas and plans, and it's just good to see how everyone else is doing the stuff that you would normally try to get past quickly to get to the interesting stuff, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
There we are. That
Brilliant.
was really good. Thank you so much for sending that over.
Thank you so much. So we're now through all of the videos.
We are,
today.
yes.
So look, I am absolutely shattered. In the train says Jen, the Twin Towers is a Metcalfe kit. I'm gonna have to investigate.
You're going to be looking for that, I can tell.
Yeah, I'm looking at that, and I think that is a must. See where I've got that roof there, like the.
Do you want to put it onto his camera?
I don't know.
I think the front one you can only just see it.
So let's just see. Will it be on that camera? Right at the back. I'm actually thinking that goods shed probably could. I really liked that goods shed when I got it, but it now just feels out of place.
Do you want me to tilt the camera up a little bit so that people can see it?
No.
Okay.
So,
oh, what's happened? Oh, here again.
It's that blooming thing again. So,
right at the end there.
Right, let me just, you can press the reset button now.
I thought I had to wait for you to finish.
No, just press the reset button now. But look, it just got time for me to say thank you very, very much for everybody who came, and also all of those who donated on Super Chat and PayPal.me. Thank you ever so much, it does help. awfully, awfully to help us keep putting out the videos that you guys want to see. And also, thank you for your company. We've got a really great turnout. If you haven't already done so, do please tickle the like button, share the video onto social media, all social media, and if you haven't yet subscribed, then do please subscribe and ring the bell to be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up. Now, on Wednesday we're going to be putting out my collection of videos that I've been filming up at Settle of trains roaring through.
You've done a fair few of those.
Yeah. So we've got a video all together. Patreons have already seen it, and that is one of the perks of heading on over to Patreon and helping to support the channel as well.
Which is
so
always
you do
appreciated.
get to see some of these videos early.
But as we keep saying, don't feel like you have to.
Yeah,
it's an extra. It's a nice extra.
Definitely. And also the Jenny Monday Club Wagon will be hopefully being dispatched from mid-September. If you haven't already ordered one, then do please get in there quick, because they will be highly collectible. But until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take great care of yourself. It's been a pleasure having your company, and thank you ever so much for sharing your videos with us. Until next time, take care. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
What?
Are you not doing the normal thing with the trains running?
I'm afraid I'm absolutely pooped.
Take care, guys. I'm going to stop the stream now. Take care.
Stay safe. Happy modelling.
Have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.